Hi, and welcome to my channel where I make dishes inspired by some of my favorite video game characters. Today's dish is inspired by Princess Zelda from the Legend of Zelda franchise. Princess Zelda, just like Link, is such an iconic character that pretty much anyone off the street would recognize. While she has so many different iterations through the series, they all share a common sense of kindness, hope, determination, and of course, wisdom. It's always really fun to see characters from series that have been around for so long because you can kind of see all the different versions they've gone through, and that variety means that every person is bound to have a different favorite Zelda. Now, I didn't grow up as a huge Nintendo kid because as far as Nintendo consoles go, we only had the Wii, a Game Boy, and a DS. Because of that, I didn't really get to play the series much, but I always was intrigued by the different stories and different beautiful looks of Zelda, such as in Smash. Now that I'm older and I've had the opportunity to play a couple of Zelda games, I can confirm that she lives up to the hype I always had for her. She's such a sweet and intelligent princess, and I love that she's not always on the sidelines. Sometimes she gets to be the childhood best friend, and other times she gets to be the all-beloved and revered princess from afar. Sometimes she's disguised as an agile thief, and sometimes she gets to try her hand at being a pirate. She's always given an important place in the story, and it's hard not to love her and root for her, no matter what her role is. I'd have to say that some of my personal favorite looks are from Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Tears of the Kingdom, and no matter what game, I've always thought her theme song is incredibly beautiful. There's definitely a reason the series is named after Princess Zelda, since she's such a wonderful person, friend, and leader, and as always, it'll be so fun to continue to see her grow and evolve in different ways, just like the series does. When I see all of Zelda's character designs, I feel like she would definitely prefer sweets. From some brief research I did, it seems that she loves cakes and fruit, so luckily this lined up with my own thoughts. I'm sure she wouldn't be super picky and would love plenty of different kinds of foods and sweets, but because she is adventurous and loves to explore, I picture she would love picking her own fresh berries in Hyrule forests, so I wanted to use mixed berries in some way. Since she's known for holding the Triforce of Wisdom, I really thought it would be fun to make something with a triangle shape in mind, and this led me to the thought of some delicious and flavorful French toast. I thought French toast would suit her quite well and would use a lot of ingredients from all over Hyrule, like cuckoo eggs, grains from the fields, and lon milk. And because I wanted to take it one little sweet step further, I wanted to soak the bread in some ice cream, and Zelda's earthiness reminds me of butter pecan. So altogether, we're making a mixed berry French toast sandwich that I'm sure she would absolutely adore, just like I did. Here's what you'll need to make your own: butter pecan ice cream, 4 large eggs, cinnamon, Texas toast, unsalted butter, and powdered sugar and chocolate syrup for serving. For the macerated mixed berries, you'll need frozen mixed berries, granulated sugar, and lemon juice. If you've made French toast before, you know that the whole process is pretty quick and simple, but before the toast itself, we'll start on the berries. We'll need about 2 cups of frozen mixed berries, and we'll want them to be room temperature, so it's easiest to set some out in a bowl an hour or 2 before you're ready to eat so that they can start to thaw. As they thaw, they'll likely be surrounded by a lot of water and juice. I know macerated berries are essentially a lot like this juice, but it will likely taste too watery and thin for your taste, so try to drain out or dab out any of this excess water once it's done thawing. To macerate, we'll add in 2 teaspoons of granulated sugar and a half teaspoon of lemon juice. Stir the bowl of berries until everything is well coated, then let the bowl continue to sit out at room temperature. This will then allow the berries to release a more delicious and sweet juice. Try to stir occasionally if you think about it to help disperse the sugar, but it's no big deal if you forget. Another thing we'll want to bring to room temperature is our ice cream for the French toast. Scoop out about 1 cup of your butter pecan ice cream into a medium bowl and allow it to sit and melt to room temperature. If you have the time, you can set it out around the same time as the frozen berries to melt, but if you're low on time, you can also just microwave the ice cream in around 15 to 30 second intervals until it has just melted. After the ice cream has become a liquidy soup, we're just about ready to head to the stovetop. Add 4 large eggs to a small bowl and beat them until smooth before adding to the bowl of ice cream with a half teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Whisk the ice cream mixture until everything is well incorporated, and then start heating a skillet or griddle on your stovetop on medium heat. It should hopefully not take too long to heat up, and once the surface is warm, you'll grab your Texas toast. One slice at a time, drop the bread into the egg and ice cream mixture to allow it to soak. Let the bread soak for 15 seconds on each side. While the bread is soaking, add a little bit of butter, about a half tablespoon, and let it melt on the surface of the griddle or skillet. Once melted, place the soaked bread slice on top. You'll cook the bread for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side until it has become a beautiful light golden brown. If you feel like the bread is browning too quickly on medium heat, feel free to lower the temperature slightly. Once the bread is done cooking, transfer to a plate and repeat with all slices of bread. This should prepare about 6 to 8 slices of French toast, which is about a half a loaf. If you want to save time, you can definitely cook more than one slice at a time. Just use about a half tablespoon of butter on your skillet for each piece of bread. Once all of your French toast is ready, it's time to serve. Slice each piece of French toast in half from corner to corner so that you have 2 triangular Triforce slices. On one of these slices, spoon in some of your macerated berries from earlier, then top with the other slice like a little sandwich. Dust the French toast sandwich with some powdered sugar, and then do your best to decorate the triangle with a Triforce made out of chocolate syrup, then enjoy. This breakfast favorite is incredibly rich in so many ways. The toast is so warm, fluffy, and chewy with that rich hint of ice cream flavor on the back end. The powdered sugar and chocolate syrup add so much sweetness, but the berries help lighten up this heavy dish. Like a lot of breakfast foods, you feel pleasantly stuffed afterwards and so comforted inside, like your stomach is receiving a nice hug. Everything comes together so quickly and it's so easy to make, and if making on your own, you can definitely customize in so many ways, like using different flavors of ice cream to flavor the toast. Zelda not only seems like a dessert person, but she seems like a morning person to me. I can totally see her getting up early in the morning before getting out of the castle to prepare this French toast sandwich with ingredients she found out in the wild or from the local markets. She'd hum her lullaby as she worked in the kitchen, and she'd feel such inner satisfaction as she finished. She'd make plenty to go around, so she'd love to bring them along to share with her loved ones. Link would be the first one she'd think to give some to, and although he's so quiet every time he tries her food, every smile he'd give in response to a taste would mean more than any words ever could. Over time, she's become so much more adventurous not only in her exploration of the world, but in the kitchen, due to all of the amazing new ingredients she'd found with his help. While she loves to experiment with all of these new flavors, sometimes nothing can beat one of the good classics filled with some of her fruity and homey favorites. The recipe card is in the video description if you'd like a more quick and concise version to give it a try. Like if you want a bite, subscribe for more geeky treats, and comment what foods Zelda reminds you of. Thanks for following along.